Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for this headline. Donald Trump acquitted in New York. I'll tell you exactly why he'll be acquitted. You don't have to be a legal scholar. It's pretty simple. New York Post 2018 letter shows Michael Cohen lying to feds about Stormy Daniels' payment. It wasn't even a crime what he did, even calling it a legal expense. The Clinton campaign, the DNC, called the Steele dossier a legal expense. They were fined by the FEC. They were not taken to criminal court, or they were not accused of crimes. But we'll just read this. Michael Cohen stated through his lawyer in 2018, he stated the following: neither the Trump organization nor the Trump campaign was a party to the transaction with Stormy, and neither reimbursed Mr. Cohen for the payment directly or indirectly. Cohen lawyer wrote on February 8th, 2018. It doesn't matter what he pled guilty to. He made the statement. He only pled guilty because he was $22 million in debt, according to the New York Post. Part of witness testimony is his credibility, which is complete. There is no credibility. He's a convicted felon. He's a convicted felon who already lied to the FEC through his lawyer. So where's the credibility there in terms of the star witness? The star witness will be Michael Cohen, stating that Trump used business funds and stated they were a legal expense when it wasn't a legal expense. And in New York law, in conjunction with something else, that's a crime. It's generally not a crime at all. Okay, the DNC and Clinton campaign stated legal expense and they were only fined. Okay. The FEC didn't even fine Trump. They didn't even find this to be a campaign finance violation. But if you read this again, how on earth are they going to even, number one, prove that the romantic relationship or affair took place? So if they can't prove that, then how are they going to prove that Trump told Cohen, and I do believe that Trump did have the romantic relationship, that Cohen was involved. Stormy and one of her agents actually was almost a type of extortion, said, oh, well, we're going to go to the press with this unless you take care of this a couple months before 2016, in October of 2016. Okay, so something happened where $130,000 went to Stormy, okay, for a reason. You could say, well, you know what, she was lying and that she was going to go to the press and lie about it. It never happened. Okay, that's a possibility. I think it did happen, but whatever. The issue is you can't prove that the romantic relationship took place. You can't prove that Michael Cohen was reimbursed by the Trump Corporation. Well, if you can prove that, that's one thing, but it says, he wrote right here, neither the Trump organization or the Trump campaign was a party to the transaction with Stormy, and neither reimbursed Stormy for the payment directly or indirectly. So you have somebody who lied already. But even if you say, okay, well, we found out that he was lying and it was reimbursed by the corporation and that is a crime, well, then you're not talking about an FEC violation, because the FEC, that statute of limitations is gone. Hit subscribe to this channel right now, ladies and gentlemen. Go to hagoodman.com to read my writing on The Hill, the Huffington Post, Salon, the Jerusalem Post, the Federalist, other publications. My Patreon support, thank you. The Patreon is below next to the like. Or no, the super thanks is below next to the like and the share buttons. If you enjoy my work, my Patreon is below. Your support is greatly appreciated, ladies and gentlemen. Hit subscribe. We're over 204,000. We're actually going to get to 205,000 very soon. They have to prove that that something took place, okay? So, number one, I don't think that, they have to prove that something took place. I really don't think they'll be able to prove that the affair took place. Number two, Michael Cohen has to state that he lied through his attorney while on the witness stand. He will have to admit that he lied. And Stormy will have to admit that she lied, because Stormy Daniels also stated that the affair didn't happen numerous times. So the simple question both of them will be asked is, did you lie initially about denying the affair? Did you lie initially, Mr. Cohen, about denying money from the Trump campaign? Why did you do so? Why did you lie? And then a whole bunch of other questions pertaining to why he lied. But this is pretty clear. 2018 letter shows Michael Cohen lying to federal government, about Stormy Daniels' payment. Was he under oath? If he was under oath, that's a big deal. A newly serviced letter from 2018 shows Michael Cohen lying to federal officials about his infamous $130,000 payment, which helped send him to prison. But see, it didn't really help send him to prison. What helped send him to prison was $22 million in debt and millions of dollars that he didn't pay to the IRS. And so millions upon millions of dollars will send you to prison. The issue with Michael Cohen is that he sold his soul because he didn't want to spend 10, 12, 13 years in prison. So as part of the guilty plea, Cohen admitted he used a newly incorporated shell company to pay Daniels, then sought reimbursement from the Trump organization. So he created a company, a shell company, then sought reimbursement from the Trump organization for the full amount, plus a $35 wire fee. The total was doubled for tax purposes, and Cohen received a $60,000 bonus with the full amount of $420,000 paid to him in monthly installments for which he submitted invoices. So he made a pretty good deal of money for this. Then sought reimbursement from the Trump organization and another $50,000 for tech work related to the Trump campaign. The total was doubled for tax purposes. Why did he double the total for tax purposes? He doubled the amount that he paid Stormy, so 150, 200. So I don't exactly know what he did here. The total was doubled for tax purposes, and Cohen was also received $60,000 bonus with the full amount of $420,000 paid to him in monthly installments, which he submitted invoices. And so Cohen also later pleaded guilty to unrelated charge of lying to Congress when he denied trying to broker a deal for a Trump Tower development in Moscow. So he's lied numerous times. And again, this is what they do. Michael Cohen actually didn't commit a crime. Whether it was a Trump Tower in Moscow, a Uranium One deal, where was the crime there? Numerous crimes, but nobody was charged. And that's 20% of U.S. uranium, according to the Times and other publications. And the Clintons and the Foundation and President Obama's administration were all a party to that. Even Snopes says only President Obama could have vetoed that sale. But he didn't. Gee, maybe Foundation money had something to do with why he didn't veto the sale. But anyway, the issue is he lied to Congress already. He lied to the FEC. Stormy lied about, assuming that the affair took place. Stormy lied numerous times before trying to extort or trying to engage in some kind of blackmail with Trump, saying we're going to go to the press with it. And the Trump organization didn't pay through the Trump organization. There was a shell company created by the attorney. Maybe attorneys do this. Who knows? I don't know. But I don't think what Michael Cohen did was categorically a crime with that company. So it wasn't even the Trump organization. Oh, the Trump organization then. Okay, so, but how is Trump supposed to know that Michael Cohen is charging him double or, making how much profit he's making? Who knows? If it's legal expenses and it's just legal expenses and Trump says just take care of it, and he doesn't know the ins and outs, I don't really know how the reporting is that Trump committed a criminal act. I mean, the issue with Trump is that it's a personal expenditure to the FEC, but he reimbursed Cohen eventually through the corporation. That's a big problem. So that's a big problem. But is it a problem where can you prove that all of this took place? Can you prove that all of this took place in the manner that prosecutors want the jury to believe? Because you have people who lied to Congress. You have people who lied to the press numerous times, and one person who lied to the FEC. Also, the money wasn't given directly from the Trump organization. So, I mean, it's really interesting. Is it going to hurt Trump? No, it's not going to hurt Trump. It's not going to hurt Trump at all. This has nothing to do with, this is a political stunt. It's public relations. It's the Democrats in New York, which is pretty obvious. It's nothing to do with the rule of law. If you care about the rule of law, you're nitpicking. You're trying to find some statute to get Trump when Hunter with that laptop has a litany of felonies, not even just criminal, not even financial only. Like just the photos alone. Some of them are actually felonies. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. There will be an acquittal eventually. If he gets convicted, who knows? The possibility he gets convicted, but there'll be an acquittal eventually because you have too many people lying. Too many people will be called on those lies on the witness stand, and you can't really prove that Trump deliberately knew that he was putting a personal expense through his business.